PSA.
I can't go through here. What the fuck?
Lil Xan's not going anywhere. Sorry. You gotta look at this ugly face for a lot longer, guys.
Check it out now. Hey, yo, man, listen, I ain't gonna lie. I'm Bick and Back Bean Bull. I'm up in L.A. Yo, I had to check in with OG Spanky Loco and all the goddamn California gangsters before I came out here. Yes, I am not trying to have nobody test my lack of gangster. Now, I will say this, man. I've told all these new artists, they got to stop fucking with these old mainstream outlets. You can't come up off YouTube and Instagram meme pages and all this troll type of shit in the new media and then hope to get validation from the old media. Basically, they don't fucking respect you. And also, you're from a younger era that basically their media and the people that they're reaching out to do not connect to. So you know what's going to happen when you go up there? They're going to basically ask you about all the old shit that you don't know. You might be 16 all the way to 25, but they're going to ask you about Pac. They're going to ask you about Biggie. They're going to ask you about Rakim. They're going to ask you about KRS-One. And for some of you guys who are not well-versed, you look stupid. Now, here's the thing. Lil Xan is coming on the fire today after he did an interview with Revolt. And he did an interview with Revolt, and of course, they caught him up like they caught up Yachty. Okay, and not they, but the media caught Yachty up. Basically, they said, how do you feel about Pac's music? Now, he rated it like a 2, and he said it wasn't interesting to him. Okay, so it was boring. Now, because of that, it got a strong reaction throughout the media because we had people like Waka Flocka and even TI who chimed in. Of course, Waka Flocka got on Twitter and he said Lil Xan is banned from hip-hop. We got TI who said, so be it. But Waka Flocka went on to explain and say, yo, listen, man, Pac helped me get through my childhood. Shit hurt to see the youth disrespect that man that paved the way for all of us. Literally, I hope nobody overlook my accomplishment when I leave. He's got to rap, hip-hop, etc. That's Tupac Shakur. Respect is everything. Never forget that. The only opinions that count in music is fans. And I will say this, okay? Lil Xan is getting killed. And I know a lot of people are looking at him. And by the way, it does add to the fact, I know nobody's going to admit this, the motherfucker's not black. And we're seeing hip-hop really being dominated in some sense by people who aren't black. Post Malone just dropped a fucking feature on Ty Dolla $ign's song, and it's the highest charted song Ty Dolla $ign's ever got. That shit's number 2 on the Billboard charts, okay? So these non-black motherfuckers is starting to come in and really dominate rap, and some of them seems to lack the understanding of where rap came from, what rap represented, the people, and the message behind most of the music made back then, 10, 20 years ago, because these days music is all about the turn up. It's all about the goddamn lean, the Xans, it's about fucking the bitches, and it's all about pretty much like on the surface bullshit, okay? Now, Lil Xan saying he isn't that interested in Pac music has gotten him almost like tossed out of hip-hop. And I have a kind of, it's like a lukewarm response to this because I'm kind of on both sides. And I know you guys probably wanted me to either be on one side or the other, but it's really kind of both sides. For me, Pac is the greatest hip-hop artist of all time. There's nobody close. I don't think nobody will surpass him. He is embodied what hip-hop is. Guy with a message, a guy who basically put his life on the line, shit, a guy who lost his life because of some shit that had to do with hip-hop, and a guy who stood for something, and a guy who preached message, but also embodied the bullshit and, of course, the oppression that people have to break through to get success. Now, with all of that, all right, and with all my tremendous respect of Pac, here's my thing with Lil Xan being asked that question. Lil Xan is 21. Lil Xan, I believe, is like Hispanic, or he's probably white, but I'm starting to realize everybody who's white is claiming Hispanic. Fuck out of here, man. So you were saying Pump is Cuban, Lil Sky's Hispanic, and everybody who's supposedly white is fucking Hispanic now, but whatever. My problem is that Lil Xan was asked his opinion, and if he says, and it could be because of ignorance, could be lack of knowledge. To him, Pac music is boring. Maybe it's his upbringing. Maybe he doesn't connect with what Pac was saying. I do. He might not. Why ask a nigga his opinion if we don't want it? Why ask a nigga his opinion if he gives it, we get mad? Why ask it at all? And that's when I get to the next point. Why are these young artists like a Lil Xan, We see Lil Pump, he doesn't do interviews, but why does a Kodak? Why do most of these young artists go to these mainstream outlets? Most of y'all have no idea about music that came before 2005. To y'all, 50 Cent is like ancient, okay? So why the fuck would you actually be thinking about going to some of these outlets who revere Pac and Biggie? And by the way, I revere them too, but they're trying to just focus on you giving commentary or giving comments about those people. Now, again, if you're not built for that, you shouldn't do that. And this is my bigger point. I'm going to blame Columbia here. Y'all signed that nigga for $2 million. That's Lil Xan. And y'all have PR people. Why the fuck are y'all sending them up to Revolt, The Breakfast Club, Hot 97? What you should be doing is getting a Lil Xan interview with No Jumper again. You should get a Lil Xan interview with the Akademiks and every reaction channel. Get him to fuck with the people that understand his wave. Because when you send him up to a platform that is not really targeted at his audience, they're going to ask shit that's targeted at their audience. Their audience loves Pac. Their audience loves most of the shit that they're asking them for. So they're not setting them up. They're trying to get some information to relate this new motherfucker to their audience. So again, I'm not blaming Lil Xan as much. I seen someone say that we should blame his upbringing. And of course, I do believe like if you're going to get into hip hop and like you don't know too much about Pac, and I'm not even saying he don't know too much about Pac, but shit, if he says the music is fucking boring, I gotta imagine he don't know too much about Pac. But goddamn, someone did not put him on game good enough. Now, let's get on to this banning thing. Could you ban a nigga from hip hop, man? I want to say respectfully to TI and also to Waka Flocka, no, you can't. You can't because Lil Xan's fans are not TI fans. Lil Xan fans don't give a fuck about Waka Flocka. Lil Xan fans are 14 years old. They don't know about Tupac. Lil Xan fans honestly only know about him, maybe Lil Pump, maybe Lil Skies. They don't know too much. Again, this is the only era of hip-hop where if you have a niche audience, you could get thrusted in the mainstream and people act like, yo, what's up with you or how did you make it? But your niche audience could be so big, you are mainstream. Look at me. I had a niche YouTube audience. Now all these motherfuckers on mainstream media, they fucking call my name like it's a fucking like sprinkle. They just throw me on everything. Okay? But that's what it is. So again, I'm not only blaming Lil Xan. I do believe it's a bigger problem. That's a bigger picture, and we got to look at the education process. I could tell y'all the truth. For me, listen, I gained a lot of education on people from the 80s or rappers from the 80s, groups from the 80s and 90s, just off watching documentaries. I can't even lie. Straight Outta Compton was amazing. There was a Death Row Chronicle on BT recently. Amazing. Taught me a lot. The Bad Boy documentary, that was great. The Birdman documentary, that was great. These are things to educate the youth because you can't expect a nigga who's like 20 who basically was born, right? Think about it. This is 2018. A nigga who was 20 was born in like 1998. I always say the before Pac and the after Pac era. So if you have somebody born after Pac was even dead, or you think they're going to be well-versed on Pac? I think not. And you can't use your knowledge to judge everyone else, but I'm not excusing Lil Xan with anything. I'm just saying that he was asked his personal opinion. If he made a definitive opinion on Pac, as in Tupac is whack, I'd be roasting this motherfucker because you don't know enough about Tupac to say he's whack. Now, if you say you're not just interested in him, okay, that's your personal opinion, and maybe if shit, and Lil Xan, you could always holler at me, like we connected on DMs before, I'll put you on some music for Pac, maybe I could change your mind, but again, your opinion was asked, you didn't make a definitive statement. I want you guys to weigh in the comment box, make sure you guys like, definitely subscribe. What you guys think about this? Do you think his comments are out of bounds, or do you think people are jumping off the ledge? Again, my whole thing is they ask his opinion. They didn't say, tell us what Tupac is to the culture. He didn't speak for the culture. He spoke for him. Nigga's 21. He is not black. He probably didn't grow up under circumstances that Pac was really trying to relate to and speaking for. He probably has no sense of the depth of how Tupac got down. And for that, I could understand. Not excusing him, but I could understand. Get a comment box. What you guys like, then subscribe to Akademiks.